Man, I just farted so loud right before I hit record. Man, it sound like sound like I just ripped myself a new asshole. Some people like, you supposed to be an enlightened Jedi. You can't be talking about farting. Man, that's just letting out some bad chi. You know what I'm saying? Chi come from the air you breathe and the food you eat. So if I'm farting like that, apparently I've been breathing in some bad air and I'm releasing it back into nature, and I ate some bad food, probably them damn Oreo cookies that I ate yesterday that I had no business eating. But it's all good. I'm gonna head back to the crib. I'm gonna run to this little corner market store, give me some tomatoes. I'm gonna try to hook up some tabbouleh. I got some hummus already waiting on me, and I'm gonna toast some of this flat sandwich bread or whatever I got from the grocery store. Give me some tabbouleh, some toast, and some hummus. That good Plant Strong meal. What are y'all eating on? Let me know. I'm gonna make a confession to y'all. I'm like afraid to teach Ely Chin. Like Tai Chi, I feel pretty comfortable teaching. Like some stuff I don't know, I'm not comfortable teaching push hands. But I taught a Tai Chi class before. It would be stressful if somebody asked me tomorrow, Prince, we're gonna pay you $15 an hour to teach a Tai Chi class at the Senior Citizen Center. Actually, they gonna pay me $15 an hour, but you never know. You know what? Back in California, they wanted to pay somebody like $50,000, something crazy, to teach Tai Chi to Marines that were coming back from deployments, because somebody said that would help them deal with PTSD or something. I don't want to make it sound like I'm skeptical, because it's true. If you get a good Tai Chi teacher and you're dealing with PTSD, I think Tai Chi will help with that situation. I also think you might need some hormonal therapy, and that's just coming from doctors that I listen to on the LLA podcast with Mike and Sincere, my big brothers. But yeah, real talk, man, I'm like afraid to teach Ely Chin. I don't feel confident in being able to take someone through the beginner's curriculum, which means I gotta start with myself. With anything, man, anything you're afraid to do or anything you want to do, sometimes you have to prove it to yourself first. You gotta be your own guinea pig. I'm in the wilds. There are no Ely Chin teachers close to me. I think Henry Lai is somewhere in North Carolina. But shoot, man, I went out there one time. That's a whole day's drive, and then you gotta stay somewhere. That's a whole day's drive back home. To train with him on a weekend or something, that's money, man. That's gas, lodging, time away from home. That's part of the reason I wanted to get into fitness and see if I can strike it out doing this YouTube thing. Because for me to advance, I got to travel, right? Which means I got to have money to travel, and I got to have a job or something that allows me to travel, right? So, it's one of them situations. Ash started out that way, and, now he's, disciple to Sifu, traveling, teaching workshops, seminars, got students there in Phoenix. If it weren't for him, in a way, he introduced me to the style. In a sense, I first heard about the style while I was visiting my family in Phoenix, and I saw him in the phone book. And I didn't know what Ely Chin was. I was like, what is this I Lit Quan? I Lit Quan? That sounds like something, that sounds like some fangirl who likes the Rich Homie Quan or something. I Lit Quan. I don't even know what Rich Homie Quan sings. Who is Rich Homie Quan? How did I even know that? I know he had a song that was popular at some point. Who is the Rich Homie Quan? I don't know. Anyway, Like I said, like I just came from practicing. I'm determined to learn this form this month, and I'll do the form this month. I'll work on my 15 basics, getting that down solid in September. Most of it I know. I just am not confident in it. Like with it's a lot of stuff. You know stuff. You're just not confident that you know it. You don't believe that you know it. Like Morpheus said to Neo, you knowing the path is not the same thing as walking the path, right? It's stuff that you know how to do. You just don't know that you know. You don't believe that you know it. That's me with Ely Chin. I know all of the material that I need to know in Ely Chin right now, except for the footwork. The stepping, I'm gonna need some help with that. But I'm confident that, if I get in and train with some teachers and see someone do it and they walk me through it, I'll get it. Just like Jeff, my homie Jeff Wong, his birthday is tomorrow. Happy early birthday, Jeff. He said, come to New York, spend a weekend with us. We'll get you right. You'll be able to sense your Ming Men and your Dantian. Man, it's like I walk through here all the time, and it's never any cars. It'll be like one car. And like now that I'm trying to record and vlog, it's like every fucking second there's a car driving by. Shout out to the Facebook group Martial Arts Nerds. These guys are going nuts over this post, this blog post from this website called CavemanCircus.com. A few days ago, they posted a post called The 8 Martial Arts That'll Get You Killed. I want to do a full video on that, but for now, I just want to talk about some of these interesting comments that came up about Tai Chi. So I'll just tell you guys what the original post said is the main problem in a lot of traditional and exotic martial arts is that they don't practice against real resistance, but claim their techniques will work during a real life scenario. It makes little sense logically. If one never practices against real resistance, how do you know it works against real resistance? But ultimately, it's about the practitioner, not the actual art itself, right? So you go on to their post, they list combat Tai Chi as one of the 8 martial arts that'll get you killed in real life. And first off, I don't even know what combat Tai Chi is, but they said that the idea here is that a practitioner utilizes their body's own dynamic resistance, going through a snail's pace series of katas to prepare themselves for a real-time confrontation. The problem is, since they have no real-time experience, they can easily be overcome with, actual resistance. Tai Chi advocates will say they employ their opponent's energy against them with little effort, the classic McDojo defense, without ever acknowledging that they have no idea how to implement that when being attacked by someone both violent and prepared. So CavemanCircus.com, you have presented a great straw man's argument. You presented this scenario, the typical Tai Chi player, but and actually that might be the typical Tai Chi player, but it's not the Tai Chi that I've experienced. It's not inner door Tai Chi. You go to Chin Village, you're gonna get your ass thrown on a piece of concrete with a little piece of carpet rug over it. If you're at, and let me preface that's if you're at the level to train that way. If you're physically not capable of handling that kind of training, going to Chin Village, to Chinjiago to train with the Chin family, hey, you got a nice little vacation. You'll get a lot of hands-on training, but they aren't gonna go that hard. So when I go through some of these posts, a lot of people say go to Chin Village, train Chin style. Training Chin style is good, but if you're not a fighter, you're not training to be a fighter, and you're not taking your Tai Chi to the level where they say, okay, we can go there with you, then it doesn't matter if you train Chin style, Yang style, Wu Hao, Lee style, or if you go and train with the dude that got knocked out by Xu Xiaodong. If you do Wei Lei's Thunder Fist style, it won't matter because physically you aren't there, right? You got to train like a fighter if you want to be a fighter, and that's what I've been trying to say all along. If you want to be a fighter with internal martial arts, you got to train like a fighter. You pretty much have to train the same way somebody who does MMA, whether it's amateur on the professional level or they're just a hobbyist. You got to train that way, right? Let's be clear here, guys. Anyone who trains Xingyi, Bagua, Tai Chi, Ili Chin, Lehu Bafa, it doesn't matter. If training the style is not going to make you a competent fighter, right? You have to train as if you're going to fight, right? It's the specificity principle. If all you're doing is the forms and a little bit of push hands, well, you're going to be good at doing the form and a little bit of push hands, some light contact stuff. But those skills aren't gonna carry over to a fight because you might not be able to handle the pressure that's being put on you. You might not be able to react and respond appropriately because you haven't trained for that situation. When all those endorphins kick in, oh, another golf ball. Is this one nicked? I think I'm gonna keep this one. Got me another golf ball. Titleist. All right, but let's go to some of these funny posts. All right, so this guy Michael Blackmore says combat Tai Chi is a joke. Tai Chi isn't meant for self-defense or practical street fighting. Same with Aikido. There's certain elements of Aikido that might work in a real fight, such as wrist locks and some throws, but most of it only works when the opponent is willing to be thrown. Okay, so how come Aikido doesn't work unless the opponent is willing to be thrown? But judo that has a lot of those same throws works. Is it because judo people, they use those same throws but differently, meaning they don't go for the wrist, they use a bigger lever? Or is it that because judo, they actually train against resistance? Or is it just the fact that, or I won't say the fact, but or is it that Michael Blackmore just doesn't know what the hell he's talking about? I'm gonna go with all of the above. I think that judo, because it's a sport, it forces the people to be less willing to let you do things the way Aikido is. Let them do the technique. We'll ratchet up the resistance at some point, but a lot of times there's still kind of some play, and that's like the philosophy behind Aikido training. Not the same when you're training a sport where, the ultimate goal of the sport is to win. It's a competition. Daryl Atkinson says, Tai Chi Chuan is certainly meant for self-defense as well as other things like improving health. It all depends on the type of Tai Chi. Modern post-communist revolution Tai Chi is all watered-down yoga-style garbage, though old stuff like Chin Tai Chi Chuan and some Yang Tai Chi Chuan can do as much damage as any other martial art. I would agree with Daryl, but I don't think Daryl knows what he's talking about either. It's one of those things that sounds good. It's sort of right, but if you're saying that Yang style Tai Chi, like he says, the old stuff. What is old? Like Chin style dates back to the 17th century. 1611, I think, or 1644, something like that. So that sounds old, but Chin style Tai Chi was changed recently. So what we have now has been altered some. And that's not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, because they're Chin style people who have skill. They're professional martial artists who train at Chin Jiago. Jack Ma, one of the world's billionaires, his bodyguard is a Chin style Tai Chi master, right? Why would you employ a bodyguard who trained Tai Chi, which is one of the 8 martial arts that'll get you killed, unless this guy has some legitimate skill? He's able to do something, right? You know, and he's trained at Chin Jiago growing up as one of those professional martial artists who trains Tai Chi, you know, anywhere from 10 to 18 hours a day. So it's like with anything else. If you go to a Muay Thai camp in Thailand and all you do is Muay Thai every day for 5 years for 8 hours a day, you're going to be really freaking good at Muay Thai. Same thing with Tai Chi. If you're getting real Tai Chi training, hell, even if you're getting watered down Tai Chi training, but you're still hitting the bag, kicking the bag, doing external martial art, Jibin Gung, like if you're training Tai Chi as if it's an external martial art, right? That's where this caveman circus dude doesn't know what he's talking about, because people think Tai Chi training is just, oh, we're doing these slow movements. Here's something that a C-Lot guy taught me. He said, if you want to move fast, you got to learn how to move slow. You got to learn how to move slow and under control. I gave a presentation to a couple of MMA fighters why they should train Tai Chi. And I said, in MMA, you got this stomp kick, right? Well, you know, and that actually comes from Muay Thai. It's a teep kick, right? It's a front kick and you push through your heel. I said, we've got that same stomp kick in my Tai Chi form, but the difference between when you do it and when I do it is you're using momentum. I'm doing it slow and under control. So think about, if you can throw that kick and you're completely under control, you can maintain your balance, right? You're going to have a whole lot more power behind that kick. And so training in a Tai Chi way might actually make you stronger. It might make you better. It might fix some asymmetries or some injuries, some damaged joints that you might have. But you know, that's one of those things where, you know, having studying exercise physiology and kinesiology alongside these arts, so you don't get caught up in the woo-woo mystical bullshit, pays off. All right, so Vox D Viserys says, Chin style Tai Chi practices against live force. Look at my link. His link is I've seen the video. I didn't watch it before I came out here to film, but he says combat Tai Chi is Chin style, and they do practice with life force. I don't know what the hell that means. Also Sistema, live force. Also practices with live force. It is the martial arts used in Russian special forces. I've seen some goofy ways it's been taught, but Sistema is very effective. Seems like this guy has no idea what he's talking about. And then Sean Jones says, don't be fooled. Tai Chi is a monster in its combat form. But I don't think any of these guys are Tai Chi people. You know, thank you for trying to represent for Tai Chi, but you know, it's one of those things where if you don't know what you're talking about, sometimes it's best just not to say anything at all. That's really my gripe about like this particular martial arts group on Facebook, and just martial artists as a whole, right? You don't, just because you have an opinion, and Melissa Mariposa said this in that Star Wars that interview, I shouldn't say Star Wars, but on the Urban Acolyte podcast interview, you know, just because you have an opinion on something, it doesn't mean that other people give a shit what your opinion is. It doesn't mean you ought to share it, right? I don't talk a lot about like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I went to one Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. It was a beginner class. You know, I tapped out the other white belt there every time, right? And I don't go bragging, oh, well, Tai Chi's better than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. No, because you know what? If you're doing Tai Chi the way you should, Tai Chi is a throwing art. Jiu-Jitsu is a grappling throwing art, right? Tai Chi has Chin Na in it. Chin Na, joint manipulation. Tai Chi is a grappling art and a locking and joint manipulation like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? I keep saying that if someone were to study the full curriculum, even in Ili Chin, Bagua, not so much with Xing Yi. I don't know though. What I know of Xing Yi is it is primarily a striking art, and then there are weapons too. The purpose of Xing Yi is to basically smash through your opponent. There's a funny story, a little analogy that I was told by Sifu Doug Corpolongo. Sifu Doug said that Tai Chi is like you take a refrigerator, you put it on its edge, and you have it spinning around, and the door flies open and smacks you, right? Is that it? I can't remember now. I think he said Tai Chi is like you have a refrigerator, you push it on its edge, the door flies open and smacks you. Bagua is the same refrigerator, it's spinning around, the door flies open and smacks you. And Xing Yi is somebody just drops the fucking refrigerator on top of you, right? The whole purpose of Xing Yi is to smash through your opponent. But the funny thing is that the energy in Xing Yi to smash through your opponent is also in Tai Chi. The turning energy that's in Bagua that you whip out is also supposed to be in Tai Chi. Tai Chi is really supposed to be an advanced martial art. I've heard people tell me it's a supplemental art. How is something a supplemental art if it's an advanced art? It goes on top of something else. So that might be the reason they see it as a supplemental art. But it's more like once you understand the Tai Chi principles and apply it to your primary art, it's going to make that art even better. But at that point, you're taking that art and making it take the shape of, or making it fit Tai Chi principles, right? So, will Tai Chi get you killed? If you're doing bullshit Tai Chi, it'll get you killed. Anything will get you killed, right? But this whole thing that Tai Chi can't be used for self-defense, self-protection is bullshit. If you have access to real training, it's like anything else. The problem is getting access to real training and having the dedication to stick to that training. That's the real question, right? And that's something that a lot of people just aren't going to do.
If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so that you can take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Embark on the journey of becoming the hero of your own story and become a force for change in your community. Make sure to check out more videos from this channel, especially the one that YouTube has recommended for you. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you. Always.